It's showtime. What's up, historians? What's going on? I'm your host, Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter. We're back for season fucking 5. Still going strong here. Historically Haunted VODCAST, episode 20. Cruising right along. I want to say real quick shout out to all you guys watching. I know last week was off time, and we've had a couple different times where we'll be off a day, and a lot of you keep on keeping on. So I appreciate that shit. Thanks for the gifts. Diego, I got your book this week. I Remember the Crib by Diego the Podcaster. Thanks for sending that in to me. I love gifts. You guys message me if you want to send me some. I'll never say no. So let's see. The sponsor of the week this week. I always goof it on this one because I always get stoned and forget who the fucking sponsor is. Who's the sponsor this week? Oh, shit. Hold on. Oh, author Derek Barton, a client of mine, Historically Haunted Booking. I'm his booking agent. Author Derek Barton, he's a horror mystery is like author, like a Stephen King type of author. Got a lot of books coming out, going to some conventions. So check out Derek Barton, Barton. Some good stuff. Real quick, too, the intro that I got sent to me, as you guys may know, Scarlett Salem, a.k.a. Sarah French, sent me this for the podcast. Oops. Here we go. I swear I know what I'm doing.
With Adam the
All right, here we go.
Ghost Hunter. Enjoy. Hey guys, Sarah French here, aka Scarlett Salem, along with my sweet baby Eden the Snake. And you are watching Historically Haunted VODCAST with Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter. Enjoy.
Sarah's awesome. I had her on the show. I actually met her at the Rock and Shock in Massachusetts a couple years back, and I got her on my show as a guest. She sent me that. So appreciate you, Sarah. She's doing some good stuff now. A couple new films she's working on. Speaking of films, I got turned on because I love Tubi. You guys know I love Tubi. I bring that up a lot. We've had Todd Martin on, the director of Krakoon, a couple of other films and shit. But Dave Kerr, my next guest, man, he is a writer. He is a producer. He is a director. Some good stuff. Go Away, pretty good stuff. Where they cut the guy, Bloody Summer Camp, cutting the chick's face off. Some pretty wild shit. We're going to get right into it because I'm literally overwhelmed. I love my horror movies. As you guys know, I'm in Maine, Stephen King country, growing up on horror. So without further ado, Slasher 15 Productions presents Dave Kerr, author, producer, and film writer. What's up, Dave?
Hey, how's it going, man? Thanks for having me.
What's up? Thanks for coming on, my brother. I appreciate you immensely. I was watching some of your movies before I came on just to refresh my memory with the old lady. Slasher Nurse, some wild shit. You get the new one coming out soon, and of course, Bloody Summer Camp 2, I believe, is in the works, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that'll hopefully premiere sometime later this year and probably be out early next year.
Oh, okay. Very cool. So I also wanted to ask you too, as far as Slasher 15 Productions goes, is that you? That must be your.
Yeah. It started out it was supposed to be a partnership with me and my wife and some friends. And when we originally did the first couple movies, we were Slasher 15 Media, and it was a combination of two companies, but the other half of that kind of just dissolved, and so Slasher 15 was basically just me and my wife.
Okay.
Once we came out with Bloody Summer Camp, we met our good friends and producers, Michael McGlynn and his wife Jamie Wiseman, and now they're also producers for Slasher 15 as well.
Oh, very cool. Like an all-star cast. Because, I seen them. I'm friends with them on Facebook, too, and I see that you're all kind of united under the umbrella, so to speak. So I wanted to ask a question. Very cool. So I got to ask you, man. I know we're starting off early. We got a full hour. I don't write any questions down. I let my ADHD control it. So I got a question right off the bat for you. So what got you started, man? What got you hooked? What was like, you watched Freddy Krueger when you were like 12 or something? Like, what got you into this shit?
Yeah. So I first was shown horror movies by my dad at a very early age. You know, I say all the time that I've heard people ask questions before, you know, what was the first horror movie you've ever seen? And I don't know. You know, I don't remember the first horror movie I've ever seen. I remember those movies, you know, as far back as I can remember. So I was exposed to it at an early age. My favorite as a kid was Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
And as I grew older, I kind of got more into comedy until I got met my wife. and then she loved horror movies, and we just that's something that we kind of shared. And I ended up started making movies because I'm in a band, and early YouTube days, we realized that we should start making music videos, if we're gonna try to take advantage of that. And I met up with a old high school friend. He was dating well, he still is. He's dating a girl who did horror photography, and they kept saying, oh, we gotta connect sometime. We can make a music video together. And I'm like, hell yeah, all right. And so eventually I came up with this idea for a music video. I always thought that silent films was a great idea for music video because there's no sound.
Ooh, yeah.
And so using her experience in doing horror makeup and stuff, we decided to do Charlie Chaplin versus Nazi zombies. Yeah, it was just Charlie Chaplin going up against Nazi zombies, and it was super cheap, super bad, but it was a lot of fun. And we made the video, and then like years went by, and they kept coming to me saying, we got to make another one. It was a lot of fun. And so I was like, okay, well, I love 80s slashers, so let's do the next one. We'll make it an 80s slasher theme, just the typical run-of-the-mill, group of friends out in the woods being killed off by some kind of maniac in a mask. And as I was kind of writing it, I was like, you know what? We had so much funny dialogue when we did that music video for Charlie Chaplin, and no one got to hear it because it was a music video. So I was like, let's make a short film, and then we'll also cut it into a music video. Oh. And then from there, I started writing the script, and I started looking at, okay, well, the stuff we're going to need to get to make it. And I realized that, I didn't have the money to do this. We're going to have to do a crowdfunder or something. And then I was like, well, fuck it. If I'm writing this script and we're having to crowdfund for it, let's just make a full length movie.
Yeah.
Like, how hard could it be? Yeah. And it was a fucking nightmare. I think if I knew how much of a pain in the ass it was going to be, I probably wouldn't have done it. But
really,
yeah. But when it was finally done, though, I was proud that I had gotten it done. I learned so much. All the mistakes that I made so many fucking mistakes on the first film, and I was like, the whole reason we decided to do a sequel was I wanted to take everything that I learned through trial and error, and I wonder how much better of a film I can make now that I know this shit that I didn't know the first time around. And so we ended up making a sequel to called Return of the Slasher Nurse. And what's funny, I really would have probably given up, but we did a crowdfunder, and even though it was just like $1,500, it was something low, and I'm pretty sure probably most of the people that crowdfunded us were friends, and I don't think any of them actually thought we were going to finish the movie. But to me, I took these people's money. I have to finish this. And that like $1,500 is what drove me to finish that film. Wow. Because I felt like I had a responsibility to the people that funded this thing to finish this movie. And that's what got me through the first film. And like I said, once I finished the first one, it's like, okay, let's try to make the next one better. And that's been our motto kind of ever since, is like every time we make a new film is like, all right, well, let's try to make the next one better. What can we do? What can we improve on this one? That, what did we learn? What do we know that we need? How can we make the next one better?
I guess that's the thing with anything in life, right? Whether it's a job, sport, movie, like you said, it's like you want to throw the towel in, but then you realize you were a man. You don't want to rip people off or have to give them their fucking money back. So you finished it, and now look at you. What's up, Josh? Checking in from Animal Podcast. What's going on? Jean Tewksbury, what's going on? She's a cryptozoologist here in Maine, chasing big cats, puma cats. Regina, hello, Regina Sue. Thanks for checking in.
Hey, Regina.
I believe she just accepted my friend request not too long ago. I sent out a bunch of them, and now that we're mutual friends, you and I'm getting new people, so that's good.
Oh yeah.
Pennywise just fell. So, all right, stay. So I like that. So you, I mean, for the credits and stuff, man, it seems like you're the only writer, only producer, director. You don't have any assistant, anybody that it's literally all you for the most part.
Well, for writing wise, yeah, I when I started out, I didn't really get any kind of the only person I bounced any ideas off of was my wife. Now with the new movies, I'll throw ideas out again to my wife, but I'll also reach out to Jamie and Michael and kind of like discuss with them, the movie ideas that I have in mind. But yeah, I write the scripts and I direct. My wife does help co-direct. She's kind of like the assistant director. She's the one that yells at everyone because to make my life easier, and she helps me behind the camera.
Wasn't it
Watch.
Go Away? Wasn't that her, the girl driving the car, the blonde chick, right?
No. So Amber, she's actually one of the intruders. She's the pink mask.
Oh shit! Oh, okay. I knew she's like an FX guru, but I knew she was in there too, and I couldn't. Okay. Oh no shit! I get you. All right.
Yeah, and she played Pink Mask because
What's up, Jim?
when we did Go Away, when we auditioned for Go Away, I didn't get any auditions for Pink Mask that I really felt was really kind of what I was looking for. And so Amber's not afraid to get a little rough, with people. And so, we just okay, well, we'll just have you do it. And she did Pink Mask, and that's kind of, she also plays the slash nurse in the new one. And that's kind of how that happened, was after she did Pink Mask, it's like, okay, well, I told her, I said, we can recast for the slasher nurse, or you can just do it. Because my wife, she's like 5'10", so she's got the intimidating height to her.
Yep.
And like I said, I loved how she did Pink Mask. So I was like,
I
left it up to her, and she thought about it at first, and because doing effects and playing the title killer is a little difficult, but she did it.
I was gonna say now that because the whole cast. I mean, obviously, B movies are where it's at. I don't give a fuck. I mean, these quality, don't get me wrong about the quality movies and all that, the high pitch, whatever the fuck, they're great. But I really like the grit, and I like the people that just, you know what I mean, a working man's actor, and they fucking nail it, dude. Like I honestly love the series. I'm fucking hooked on your shit. I'm not gonna lie. This one's a client of mine, Ben Strongwolf Rodriguez. He's a stuntman. He was in Batman vs Superman, an Eminem video. Shit. Yeah, if you ever need him, let me know. He'll jump right in. He's a good. What's up, Natalie? Appreciate you, ladder, checking in from Maine with her imagery photographer. So yeah, man. I mean, I love your cast. I got to mention my girlfriend saw. She goes, "Oh my god, Bootios. Are you a wrestling fan?" I saw Bootios.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't me. That was that guy. His name's Ryan Workman. I've known him since high school.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he's dude, he's hardcore. I love wrestling. I was the Attitude Era for the most part for me. Yeah, oh yeah. Stone Cold, that was my
You are a fan then. That's dope. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I still keep tabs on it. I still watch, watch it. I don't watch the entire show. I don't watch every show, but I still kind of, like I said, keep up with what's going on. But yeah, Ryan Workman, he's actually an amateur wrestler. And his whole entire apartment was filled with wrestling figures, and dude, he's hardcore.
That's his actual shit. That's not props.
Yeah.
That's his actual. Did you hear that, Heather? Oh, she got headphones on because she told me, she goes, "Oh, babe, Bootios." I go, "No way, you knew that. Well, they must be a wrestling fan." But you are. But that's his shit. Oh, I had to bring that up. That's cool. That's cool. So I'm going to ask you a couple fun ones, man. I want to get into some serious shit and all that stuff. We got plenty of time, and I like my audience to get to know people. Just have fun with it. So let's ask some fun ones, man. Give me one of your favorite bucket list places that you've been, or places you've been, I should say, not bucket list, but then give me a bucket list. Give me one of your favorite places in America, and then places you've got to go.
Favorite places I've been. I'm getting kind of fond of Pennsylvania.
Ooh, okay.
We actually go up there quite a lot for conventions. I love Gettysburg, and there's actually a convention next month. I don't know if we're gonna be able to make it. Slash Nurse is actually playing there in a Creature Feature. Gettysburg is a beautiful place.
Oh, that's your band?
No. Slash Nurse, our film is playing there.
Oh, shit. Okay, I
Yeah.
get right. Yeah.
Yeah, and bucket list as far as places, I've always wanted to go to Ohio, visit the Rock.
I've never heard that. That's a first.
I know. There's a guy that I work with that absolutely hates Ohio, but I've always wanted to visit the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I always wanted to do a road trip through West Virginia to get there.
Oh, that's cool. I did
North Carolina too. There's some nice places in North Carolina we've been. As well.
Oh. So you like the South a little bit. I went to Pennsylvania once. We went to Evans City where Night of the Living Dead was filmed. They have a big plaque in Evans City, Pennsylvania, home of the Night of the Living Dead, and they have the cemetery there where they're coming to get you, Bob, or the whole fucking nine is there.
Yeah.
So you ever been to Maine, New England, Massachusetts?
No, I want to go to up to Massachusetts. That's one place I do want to go. We actually talked about doing something like that for around the Halloween time, going up there. And there's a longtime supporter of us that lives up in Maine. I'd like to get our film shown in Maine because he's been supporting us forever, and he's always wanted to see one of our films on screen. But we haven't gotten to Maine yet. With our conventions, visiting places, we've been going further up coast and further down coast, but we haven't gotten past the like northern New Jersey is the farthest north we've gotten so far.
So you haven't really even gotten into New England, so to speak, ish.
No, not yet. But like I said, that's our goal is to just kind of go further north and further south, and eventually go out west too.
Well, if you're willing to work with me, man, because I like you, I love your shit. I get your back. I have two people that are clients of mine that run conventions, one in Maine and one in Salem and one in Connecticut. The Salem Paracon, I was a speaker there last year. He got the guy from Friday the 13th there. So he'll spend a little bit of money. Maybe we can get you some of the cast out this year or next year. I'll work with you. I'll talk with you later off camera.
Man. Yeah, like I said, with independent films, man, it's boots on the ground. It's going to conventions. That's the best way that we can really get our shit out there outside of spending insane amount of money on fucking advertising that no one has. We try to hit up the conventions, we try to talk to fans and introduce ourselves, get our name out there in the horror community.
Yes, you guys watching, check out Slasher 15 Productions. He's got a lot of his movies on Tubi. There's another one on a free network. I think Fan Awesome had one of them that I saw. Some new shit coming out. And I tell people, you love horror movies, Jason, you love Friday the 13th, you love all that stuff. You got to go to the roots, man. The underground movies are where it's at, and you guys have it. And I dig like Shanda Rawlings. I have her, Shanda Rawlings, coming on my show. I got Mary Kate coming on in a couple of weeks. So I love the actresses and actors and directors because that's where it's at. So who do you look to for inspiration as far as directors go? Like, do you have like an old school like
I have old
Craven
school,
or whatever?
Old school is definitely like Carpenter. I love John Carpenter. New school, Adam Green. Adam Green's fucking. I think Adam Green is my current idol as far.
I watched it. I met him. He signed my autograph. He goes, "I don't charge for autographs out in fucking I
met him too in New Jersey. We drove to New Jersey from Virginia, 6-hour drive, just to meet him. And it was worth every fucking second.
Oh man, he's literally a down to earth. He's like you and me. Really, he's funny as shit. That's cool.
And it was fun because I got to talk to him about working with Dave Sheridan and Felissa Rose because he worked with both of them on a Hatchet on Victor Crowley.
That's right.
And so it was funny having that conversation with him where we actually had something. I actually had something in common with him that. He was asking me how it was directing Dave Sheridan, and it was just a fun conversation to have with someone that you look up to and respect.
Even Felissa Rose, I mean, she produced the Slayer album, not to mention, of course, when she had her peanut the whole night. But I met her too. We did the Scream together. She's fucking amazing. And to know that you got them and stuff like, oh, Derek, this is the sponsor of the show. He's also a writer. He's a horror writer. He's looking to sell his script to people that want movies. Derek Martin, Carpenter's The Thing, Ultimate. Yeah, thanks for checking in to sponsor the show. Appreciate you, horror author. As you know, well, I'm obviously Maine, but I went to the same high school as Stephen King. I'm a big, since I was 9 years old, I've been obsessed. I actually met him last year, him and his son Owen.
Wow.
Yeah, I get to be there in Bangor. Owen Hill, Nosferatu series, Black Phone, all that shit. He did a book reading and signing in Bangor, Derry, and I went down. I only live 45 minutes away. I said, I wonder if Steve shows up. Sure as shit, he walks in with his cane. It's my profile picture. He walks in, he's looking haggard, man. I go, Mr. King, okay, a picture? He goes, not right now. We made eye contact. That's a fucking win for me. So, what's your favorite King book, and then or in movie adaptation, or you know what I mean?
Okay.
This is a personal question for me.
Let's see. I love favorite one. I love Christine.
Classic.
And I love Sometimes They Come Back.
Oh, thank you. No one ever mentions that. There's three of them, right? Sometimes they come back again.
At least three. Now I don't know if King had any hand in writing the sequels, but that Sometimes They Come Back and both Christine. Those are two movies that again that I couldn't tell you how old I was when I saw them. But certain things, when you experience them as a kid, they definitely have an imprint on you. And those type of films, they might not even be that great, to be honest. But I love them.
It's the sentimental. It's you watch it with your old man or whatever, or fucking.
And guilty pleasure, I love Maximum Overdrive.
We made you. My girlfriend was, we made you. That's the only one he directed. He's all high on cocaine.
He hates it.
He fucking hates it. He hates it more than he hates The Shining at this point.
He said he was high on fucking cocaine the entire time he made that movie.
Oh my fucking God. You imagine? I still drive by his house once in a while trying to catch him outside, but I saw his wife one day. So stop. Okay. So what do you do to get ready to write a script? Does something just hit you? Do you just sit down in your room for a couple of hours? Do you plan it, or is it just
I go through ideas all the fucking time. Like I'm forever thinking about different ideas, and sometimes they'll be in my head and be out of my head in 5 minutes.
Wow.
Other times, I'll think about that. Go Away. That was one that I never intended that to be a movie. It was just kind of a thing that I threw around in my head. The idea of what if an old school killer went up against when you watch movies like You're Next or Strangers, like imagine they knock on some random fucking person's door. Imagine if they knocked on the wrong fucking door. And that was just an idea. And when I got to a point where I started pitching it after Bloody Summer Camp, and Jamie and Michael came on board, and they were like, okay, well, what's next? And I just kind of started throwing ideas out there, and one of them was Go Away, and I didn't expect anyone to take to it, but they love the idea. They're like, yeah, we definitely have to do that one.
Such a strong name, such a strong title. It's so just cut and dry, but it's so you fucking see the film, guys. Make it jump. And I'm a horror fan, but not to cut you off, but that's probably one of my favorites that I think you've done. And not that I don't love any of the other ones. I think they're all fantastic. But
Go Away was our first attempt. That was our first attempt at not doing one that had a high level of comedy in it. We tried with that one. We wanted to do just a straight horror film.
Yeah,
and it was a little difficult because the people that I work with are just fun-loving individuals. Even the cast, that fucking dinner table scene was so difficult because the guy who plays Gary Dando, his name's Zach Thaler, and he is one of the funniest fucking people on the planet. And him and Brendan Lynch, who played Robert, those two, having both of them in the same fucking room at the same time is difficult.
Can't get
And
any
it's
work
hard,
done.
it's hard to get them to be serious when they're joking and playing around and everything. So it was really hard, just to keep the all right, no, we can, because we always want to be like, it would be funny. And, a lot of the times when we're doing movies like Bloody Summer Camp, we can have a little fun with it. But with that one, that was the most difficult part, was trying to stay. This is a suspense. We can't make it. We don't want it to be funny.
No, it's right, and it's, you want to have fun off camera, but it's just funny because as soon as the camera hits action, man, you don't see that. You don't see them smiling on camera.
Yeah,
So that's good.
They did good. They did really good at they goof around a lot, but once the camera's rolling, no one's they know that time is money, especially with indie films. We're usually on a time schedule, so.
I tell you, man, you get it to New England, especially Maine. Not that I'm not bragging, but I do. I know people, I know areas, I know it's cheap to film because there's a lot of things up here that are cool as fuck. There's a plane crash from 1963, and it's free to go to on this mountain, and you could just go and do siplets there, and just if you want, just little things. If you ever want to come to Maine, seriously, New England, I could talk to some people, and I'd love to be a part of it because
yeah.
I really like what you do, man, and I dig your cast and your crew, and fucking yeah, man. So. Not that I have I'm not like an all-star, whatever, like I said, but at least I can somehow at least navigate you to the right area, whatever you're looking for.
Yeah.
I noticed a lot of your films are kind of based outside to an extent, like the nurses one, they're always just walking around or whatever. Yeah, so that's cool.
Hell yeah, dude. Like I said, I appreciate that. We're always trying to grow as a company and, like I said, spread our wings, and we're getting there. It's been, like I said, it's been a journey, going from a film company that, my first film, Curse the Slash Nurse, we didn't even have a camera guy. I couldn't get a camera guy to work with me. I did the camera work. So if you're wondering why the camera work looks so bad, I had zero camera experience.
It's not that it looks bad. I just noticed that sometimes when one talks, it's louder than the other one. Like he'll talk here, and this guy will talk, and I'm like, he's a little bit quieter than him. But dude, you did it with no funding. You did it with no $1 million parents. I mean,
yeah,
that's impressive.
We couldn't. I had two camera guys, and they backed out, and then I had an editor. I edit all our films.
Wow.
And I didn't want to edit at first. In Curse, I had an editor lined up, and he backed out. And when he backed out, I was forced to edit, and then I was forced to do the camera work. But then after Curse, I guess after I got a film done and I showed people that, hey, we will finish a project, I met the cinematographer that I've used since. His name's Owen Young. I met him, and he came on for Return of the Slash Nurse, and I've been working with him ever since. Oh. And that was a big jump for us, was getting someone who actually knew what the hell they were doing behind the hardware.
And that's why you stick with him, because if it works and he's there, let's go to the next one.
Yeah,
that's the one we just watched before I came on. It literally gets done about a half hour before he was the return. I haven't seen that one yet. I watched the first one, and of course I watched fucking Go Away twice because it's fucking awesome. I got to buy it all. I got to get the hard copy. I'd like to get it signed from you. Maybe meet you someday. Anyway, yeah. That's down the road. But I see you. The Slasher Nurse by itself is coming out soon. You're doing the GoFundMe for that, the fan for that now. So that'll be the third installment in the series, correct?
Well, yeah, yes and no. It's actually a reboot because, the first two films is Curse of the Slash Nurse and Return of the Slash Nurse. They are part 1 and part 2. Right. The actress that plays the nurse in those two films is KERR Rains. She did the nurse in those first two films. Like I said, that was back when the entire cast was our friends. We didn't have actors, we didn't have a budget. Like I said, Return looks better because Owen came on as a cinematographer, and we started using like body mics, so the sound's a little better, but it was still pretty low budget. And then we did Bloody Summer Camp. We crowdfunded for Bloody Summer Camp. We finally got a budget. It was only $35,000, but it was a hell of an improvement. We were able to do stuff like rent a summer camp. We actually cast actors in that film. Yes. And so, now with Slasher Nurse, what happened with Slasher Nurse is after we did Blaze Summer Camp, we did Go Away. My wife and my two producers, they really loved the Slasher Nurse character. They loved the idea of like a female Jason, female Michael Myers, because there's not really any out there. There's female villains. There's female, like
No, that's true.
yeah, there's like, and there's female ghost faces. But when you're talking about like a fucking force to be reckoned with,
Dude, she cut the guy's tongue out and put it in her pocket.
Yeah. When you're talking about a masked killer, that that really that you're afraid of.
Right.
And not just like I said with Ghostface, it was a bunch of different people. There's a different element to those like 80s slashers, and there just really isn't any females that come to mind. Someone may have done it, but even if they did, it never made it to mainstream.
I guess it'd be Felissa Rose, but at the end she's a guy because she's got a dick. So I don't know if that.
And like I said with that too, she doesn't have a mask. She doesn't have a cool outfit. She doesn't,
No, I love the mask. I love it's almost like a skin mask. It reminds me of like the color, almost like a paper mache skin mask. And I love it having in the diner and she's talking to her. She's like, we can open up her own thing. And you obviously have the she's just sitting there all covered in blood and just motionless. What a great acting skill. I'm not going to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man.
It's a little bit of a lag, I think. Is Regina in this film? Regina knows Owen. Is she a member of the crew?
Regina's in the remake.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
She plays the lead character. But yeah, the reason we made the remake is because those two films were made pretty much with no budget. And like I said, my wife and our producers, they really loved the character, and they were like, we think that the Slash and Earth deserves a better film. We think that it deserves a better outing. And so they convinced me to remake it. I was more looking to making more original films. I didn't really want to go back, but they convinced me. And so we did a crowdfunder. We ended up raising over $70,000.
Holy shit. Yes. Yeah. That's a fan base. People love this character, man.
So we didn't want to make a part 3 because, like I said, it wasn't the same actress, and the quality between the first two and the third one would be just ridiculous. So what we did was I rewrote the original script. It's different. There are similar elements. The setup's similar with a prank going wrong, and a girl who's institutionalized, and she breaks out hell bent on revenge.
Yeah. So
that element's still there, but it's an entirely different script with different cast, and it's a completely new story.
Wow.
We just rebooted it. So
okay.
That's what
the third one, but it's basically the first one ish. It's kind of like a remake.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
Yep.
I get you. Thank you for clarifying because I was trying to figure it out, and I haven't. Obviously, the new one's not out yet, so I couldn't. But no, that's good to know. When do you expect that? Yeah, you have showings right now. I see different theaters and shit. Is that officially out?
So right now we're shopping it to distributors.
Okay.
I've talked to a few. Usually it takes about a month to get all the offers back of whoever wants to distribute the film, and then I have to weed through and just determine which one I think is probably the best route to take with the film. Okay. And then once we sign with a distributor, it's different for each distributor, but I'd say at least it's about 3-month process a lot of times. So I'm shooting for fall. In my mind, I believe it'll be out publicly on streaming services by fall. Hopefully right around Halloween.
I was just say pre-Halloween-ish, a little before Halloween. One of my clients is a movie maker. He did on Tubi Steed's Ridge. It's like a mockumentary about whatever, but he's on Zombie Media Publishing. I don't know if you've heard of them, maybe give them a shot. But I know he did their movie. It's on a hard copy and it's on Tubi. Steed's Ridge, Steeds. Dustin Grammer, he's a filmmaker. But I think it's great. I mean, I'm going to tell everybody I know. Not that I have a big pull on anything, but I'm going to try to share the shit if I can. And I'd love to get you to Maine to a convention, you and some of the actors or something. And if not shoot a movie, at least next year to Salem or this fall to Salem or Maine for a convention. I'll talk to one of my boys.
With something like that, man, we treat it as a vacation. We take a week off and come up there and actually enjoy ourselves and make a week of it. But I'd
Well,
love
you're
to
not
get
slutty.
further
That's what I
horror.
think. You're not cocky. Like you weren't even behind the scenes. You weren't like, "Huh, what time's it end?" I've had that a couple of times from people. What time does it get done? I go, "Oh." So I get it, man. But you're pretty cool, and I don't mind sticking my neck out for you, dude, because I like your shit. You're a good dude, and if I can get you up here, whatever pull I have, you got
Hell
it.
yeah.
Man. Seriously.
Yeah, like I said, I'm down. Like I said, we're trying to get the word out. So, we put the effort in to get, get our names out there, get our films out there. So
I'm hooked, man. Serial killers and tits and piercings and fucking. How could you not? It's everything. It's everything you want a horror movie to be. And I'm not trying to be a chauvinistic. My chick likes. She's all about it too. She's like, look at the nipple ring. So I mean, but it's all about you. You see, like when the girl gets her nipple cut off and shit with the piercing and then put in her mouth. It's wild because I like that. I mean, I don't mind Scream. I don't mind the teeny bop horror. I call it. That's whatever.
Yeah.
Place for that. But I like the hardcore shit, man. I like the Exorcist shit. I like the new Exorcist is crazy with the two chicks. You seen that yet?
nah, the Exorcist. Shit,
Fuck is it? It's got the two girls, a black girl and a white girl, and they're both possessed at the same time. They're both back.
Yeah,
that's
I haven't seen the new one yet.
Oh my god! So I mean, horror's like heavy metal, which reminds me, I want to get to that. Let's do some fun shit. You said a band, my brother. You play drums, guitar,
guitar.
Monica. What is it?
Guitar.
All right.
Yeah. I play rock music, between rock, heavy rock. But I'd say it's mostly alternative.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Regina, I got to get you on the show, Regina. I don't like that one. I love the Pope's Exorcist was good too, Regina. I know we're newly friends, and I've been friends with a couple other. I'd love to get you on the show. I'll message you later. I'd love to get maybe you, Dave, get you and her, maybe some other people on that I'm friends with that are associated in the future. Maybe once this new one comes out, in a couple of months or something, for free.
Yeah, I'm surprised how little we've actually done it. I think I've only done maybe 2 podcasts with some of the cast before.
Really? I can.
Yeah, I've done.
Yes, I'd love to get you guys on.
I did one with one recently with some of the cast to go away, and then I did one for Bloody Summer Camp. Maybe 2, but that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I also got some podcasters that always looking for guests, and they're willing to get you on just to promote, and it's pretty uncensored. We'll talk this weekend or whatever. If you don't mind, I'll message you and shit. I'm not going to bug you or nothing, but I'll at least let you know about conventions and podcasts if you're up for it, man. I'd love to spread the word.
Oh yeah.
And I've been sharing. I tagged you in it. Now watching, I tagged you and the actors, actresses, because I watched them earlier and I didn't share the fucking poster yet, so I did. So, do you ever see yourself doing anything besides horror, or is it straight horror, you think?
Probably because unless we get out of crowdfunding, it'll probably stay horror, just because honestly that's the easiest thing to crowdfund. Yep. If you're trying to make a drama or a comedy, it's gonna be very difficult.
Horror's gonna follow me like hard rock heavy metal does, right?
I have written scripts that weren't horror before, and I would jump at an opportunity to make a movie that's not horror. I'm not tied to horror as much as I love it. I'd love to do one that's not horror, but like I said, when it comes to actually funding it, it's a little bit more difficult. So if the opportunity ever arises, I'll do it.
Oh, that's cool. So you're definitely open to it, but who knows? But horror's the best, don't get me wrong.
But I have no problem. I love doing horror too. So it's not like I'm, miserable because I only get to make horror movies. They're the fun ones to make,
It's true. It's like hard rock and heavy metal. You can tell the crowd to fuck off and people applaud you. You do that in country or classical and they're like, woo, you know what I mean? And so horror's a little different. You could be all about it. And
you can be controversial. You can be edgy, you can be raunchy, and it just gets you more love.
Yes. You can kill blacks or girls or kids, and people don't like, oh my god, they're like, oh wow, equality. I'm like, yeah, I killed a lot of people, got a lot of chicks. That's pretty funny. I met Rob Zombie a couple years back, right as he was doing House of a Thousand Corpses, like 1998.
Oh,
so that was pretty cool. You dig his stuff?
I like I liked 31.
31 was good. And Lords of Salem.
My only gripe about that film is I felt like they invested a little too much in the little Nazi guy. Because don't get me wrong, that was creepy, but I felt like he was like 50% of the film, and the other 5 killers were like shared the last half. There was some better killers that I don't think got enough screen time.
He was probably one of the most amusing, but I agree. It's almost like he was the leader. I remember going to myself and going, he's like the head bad guy, apparently, because he gets all the fucking time.
Right. And I didn't mind. I don't hate his Halloween remake. I do hate the sequel. I'm just not a fan of the sequel.
Oh, the white horse thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch
that. I'm not one of the people that got that remake, but
I like in the original though he does how the father gets his throat slit. You don't see none of that in the movie. You just see the sister. Which Sandy Johnson, I had her on a couple months back. Sandy Johnson, she was Mike Myers' first kill in Miss Playboy 74. She was on my fucking show, man. Sandy's good shit.
We actually have that Playboy signed by her. We met her at a Pennsylvania con.
You fucking one up me.
Yeah, and my wife, she got the Playboy and got it signed by Sandy.
Oh, see, you got a good chick. That's what I'm saying. Chicks that get it are cool. You don't have to be jealous over everything. That's dope. So usually halfway through the show, which we're a little over, but I'm going to ask you to play host. I want you to ask me a question. People go, so yeah, you're on the spot. Ask me a question. Ask me anything. What color's my underwear? I don't give a fuck. I don't wear underwear. I free ball it though, but whatever.
Okay. Let's see. You're a Friday the 13th fan. So which is your favorite film?
Dude, I get this from Adrienne King. I met her at the convention. She sells wine. She just accepted my friend request like about 3 weeks ago. I'm like, can you come on my show? But I saw her burn a bottle of her wine and this hat off her, get a selfie with her. My favorite Friday the 13th, and everybody makes fun of me, but it's the first one I watched. So suck it. Jason Takes Manhattan.
Dude, I love Manhattan.
Oh, thank you. And remember at the beginning, the girl goes, oh, Stephen King used it in high school, the pen. Because I went to the same high school, so I felt the bond right away. And then he's walking down the streets and he kicks the radio over. The black guy's like, hey, man, fuck you. And he lifts the mask up and they go, hey, it's cool. It's cool.
See,
and
I think this goes back to when I saw these movies. I saw that shit as a kid. So to me, if you're watching Jason movies, obviously Jason Takes Manhattan is the most entertaining one.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it just connects with me, because when I watched that shit when I was a kid, and again, it was the funnest fucking one. He's in New York.
Guess where I saw it? Fucking HBO. HBO played it 3 times a week.
Right.
So that's why they didn't really play the old ones in the graveyard with Corey Haim and all them when he's fucking. So of course you watch those later in line because I want to start them all. I started them from 1. I see the mother's a killer and all that shit. That's all that great stuff. But Jason Takes Manhattan, I was him for Halloween 4 or 5 years straight. I was hooked on the hockey mask. I got one signed by Kane Hodder. I had to meet him.
I'll tell you what, I can't guarantee that I've ever seen the series in order. I don't know if I've seen them all,
but not consecutively.
Yeah, because like I said, I don't know what the first one I've ever seen was. I've seen them all, but I don't think I've ever seen them in order.
Well, you also mentioned Nightmare, though. Have you seen those in order? All the Freddys?
Probably not. I've seen them all,
but not consecutively.
I feel like it's kind of hard to do unless you sit down to watch them all in order, or unless you saw them as they were coming out. Right. It's kind of hard to see them all in order. You're going to watch them all, but unless you set out to watch them all in order. And I don't think I have.
No, that's hold on. This must be one of your guys right here. I don't know him.
Yeah, I know Charles. Greetings,
What's
dude.
up,
Great
buddy?
show.
I never seen your name to me. Brandon checking in from Virginia. This is Viper Paranormal. He's a good buddy of mine. Brandon, you mentioned you brought the Virginia area. So this is Historically Haunted. This is the show I did start. I was a ghost hunter. I saw my first ghost when I was like 9, my grandfather. Have you ever had a paranormal experience, a real life? Have you ever seen a ghost, maybe a UFO, a Bigfoot, something like that?
Nothing that I feel like, nothing that I feel like is 100%. I've seen stuff sometimes that I don't know, but there's nothing that I recall ever seeing that I absolutely 100%. I believe this,
Would you describe it as a paranormal thing that you don't know? Would you describe it as like a weird mist, or just you don't know literally?
Just that I couldn't say either way. You know, it's not like I don't think it's not something that I feel is 100% unexplainable, just odd, I'd say.
I respect that. I respect an honest answer. You're not gonna go, oh, you know.
There's a plant that we work at, and I've heard stories, and I've had some weird experiences, but like I said, I can't 100% say that, you know, it's a plant. There's a lot of noises and everything. So can I say 100% one way or the other? One story I'll tell you right quick. It didn't happen to me. It happened to my brother.
Ooh.
We work at a water plant,
Okay.
and this was before I started. Everyone at that fucking plant, and I'm actually this is something I wanted to turn into a movie, and I still might one day. They always told me about the Whistler. Like the Whistler. Everyone's had experiences hearing fucking someone whistling in this plant. And my brother, he used to work on day shift, and day shift is like 6 a.m. And he got there early one day before everyone else, and he said he had to use the bathroom. And the bathroom is right on the other side of the lab. And he said while he was in the bathroom, he heard someone whistling on the other side. He said he heard it clear as day. He could tell you the tune that was being whistled.
What?
And he thought, okay, well, you know, the boss that came. Okay, well, the boss is here. He said he left the bathroom and walked into the lab, and no one was there. He looks out the window, and the boss is pulling in the parking lot. And he's like, dude, I swear to you, I can tell you it was a tune. It wasn't just a whistle. It was that someone was whistling a tune.
What the fuck?
And
that's
like I said,
eerie.
the weird thing is he heard that, and it's not just him. It was a known thing that there's the Whistler. You know, everyone has had some experience with the Whistler.
That's fucking eerie. So it's not bad or good. It's not like he's attacking you, but it's that eeriness of the. You don't know where the fuck it's coming from. What's up, Thomas? Checking in. Thomas is the one that runs the Thomas. You're gonna get this guy to your Paracon in Salem in Connecticut. He's got the oldest Connecticut. Him and his buddy run it. I'm gonna be there in July. I'm actually be speaking. They asked me yesterday, but you're gonna get maybe if not this year, next year. Dave Kerr, get some of them guys. They do some great horror movies on Tubi. We go back and rewatch the show if you want, Thomas. I'll message you later, but Go Away is probably one of the most freakiest, newish horror movies I've seen in a long fucking time. Slash a Nurse, great series. Get into it, man. Go Away. It's such a great title, too. It's funny that you mentioned the one with the mask where the guy wears a sheet mask. What's Next? Or You're Next?
Yeah, You're Next. Yeah.
I watched that too on Tubi. It was they go to the camping site and these people just going camping and these people just fucking got sheet masks like wrestling. It reminds me of Eric Rowan from the Wyatt family. And they show up and they just start terrorizing these people camping out. I don't mean to laugh. It's pretty wild, but that's what. Oh boy. Just everything. When the guy comes with the mask, we got a fucking job to do. You listen to me. He's like, you roll the dice. He goes, I'm peeling your face off. Whoops. And he peels her face off. Fucking wild, man.
Well, you know, and what's funny is with Go Away, I've had several people. I was like, oh, that sounds like a You're Next ripoff. It was like, no, that was intentional. We actually have one of the fucking killers from You're Next in Go Away.
Oh, stop.
You know the scene with the two cops?
Yeah.
The one that's wearing
when they do the check, we're doing a security check and the guy's filming.
Yeah, the one that's wearing the hat. The smaller dude. He actually played, I believe he was the lamb killer in You're Next.
Oh, I gotta send him a friend request. I love poaching these people.
His name's LC Holt.
Thank you. I'll look him up. I send him half. I go to IMBD and I send half the crew friend request. I'm not being a weirdo. I just like to get them to my show and help them out. And not that they need my help, but maybe we'll get 3 new fans out of this. But what the fuck ever, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate your time. We still got about 10, 15 minutes to go, if you don't mind.
Man.
Let's do some more fun ones. What do you and the lady do to celebrate like a big film? Do you guys go out to eat? You guys go see a movie? What do you do in your off time when you're not writing or directing?
Let's see.
Honestly, everybody gets confused on this one. They're like, what do I do?
Yeah, as far the difference between like celebrating, we will go out. we'll go out. Sometimes we go out with the whole crew. Like I said, with Michael and Jamie, we'll all go out and celebrate.
That's cool.
As far as downtime, I'll be honest with you, I don't have a lot of downtime.
No shit.
Just because I work a 40-hour job, so when I'm not at work, when I'm not at work, I'm doing this stuff because again, I edit, I promote, I write. Right now I'm seeking distribution for Slash Nurse, so I'm the one that's contacting distributors and stuff. We're actually going back to camp not tomorrow but Saturday to get some additional scenes for Bloody Summer Camp 2. My wife cool. Right now, she's in the kitchen working on effects for this weekend, and
special effects guru.
Yeah,
so wants to come in and say hi real quick. She can. You don't have to, but
Amber, can you say hi?
Yes. Next time you're both coming on, motherfucker. I should have asked her to come on too. Oh, I love your work. Huge fan. Me and my girlfriend watched the movies. That's so awesome. And yeah, your special effects. I got to get you on next time. I'll get you and some of the crew on. I'm sorry I didn't ask you. I should have.
You're fine. I'm okay.
You're still at work, he said, in the kitchen right now?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Working on some effects, yeah.
For tomorrow?
Yeah. And I can't wait for you to see Slash Nurse. If you really love my effects, it's got some good ones in it.
Oh, I love all of the films. Like I said, I love your work because he told me that I knew you were in the film. I thought you were the chick that drove, but now that I see you, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I see you. I think we're friends on Facebook, maybe. I think I sent you a friend request. I'm pretty sure I did. If not, I will. But I'll get you on soon. I love your shirt. I love what you guys do. I love your man, not in a gay way, but and I love that you guys are what you do, man. That's pretty wild. I'm definitely gonna get you guys to Maine to a convention. I have some people that run conventions in Maine and Salem, Connecticut, and I also know Maine like the back of my hand. I can get you guys some filming spots, even some former Stephen King filming spots. The Graveyard Shift. The old mill's still there. They'll take money.
Oh, yeah.
1821, the oldest sheep pulling mill in America. I went. The guy goes, "Oh, we love." I did a video. We'll get you there. So, sorry to interrupt you. I just wanted to bring you in and say hi. I'll definitely get you next time. Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for coming on. That was awesome. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. But yeah, like I said, so my downtime. I mean, this is kind of my hobby. It's what I do. For fun is doing these films and trying to make a kind of career of it. And Amber, she does the same thing. She works a 40-hour job, and basically her downtime is just relaxing and after work and not having to do anything.
But I hear she's at the kitchen table making effects for tomorrow. So, but you love it though. I mean, it's a second job at the same time. I mean, you fucking love it, right? Like this podcast.
Yeah.
I do it every Thursday, but I love it.
Like right now, I mean, we could hire a different effects person, but she loves doing it and she's great at it, and she loves coming up with stuff, and she hates when I try to repeat a death, and it's a nightmare for me as a writer because I'm like, there's only so many fucking ways someone can die. But she's always pushing me to get more and more creative deaths because she wants to push the envelope and see what new stuff she can come up with. With Slasher Nurse, the new one, we have a scene. First off, there's over 30 deaths in that film, and it's all on screen.
What?
There's one scene. It's a 2-minute scene where 17 people were killed on screen in 2 minutes.
Shut the front door.
We spent 5 days doing that in a bar. It was a brewery, and the first day was doing the scene, her walkthrough as the nurse, all the actions, and then the other 4 days was her doing the effects of each kill in that scene.
Oh man, where was this? A brewery in? We said you're from Virginia or Georgia? Yeah. Okay, Virginia.
Yeah, it's actually, the brewery isn't too far from us. It's called Warcraft Brewery, and
check them out, guys.
Little town called.
People were killed there. Go get a pint. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that must have been a nice little cleanup for you.
Yeah, what we actually did was he had concrete floors, and he was afraid about staining the floors. So we actually bought like some of that panel board like stuff to put down. We put down flooring in the entire place, so that if we got blood on the floor, that it wasn't going to stain the concrete.
Through. So you lift the whole floor up and pull it apart. No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. See, people don't realize there's so much that goes into films, especially films that aren't in a studio where you got to do them. Not everybody, like Stephen King, when they burnt the house down, Pet Sematary was a whole fucking shell. They built a whole shell of a house just for that movie, because that's what you got to do. Like with you putting flooring down. No one realizes that. I didn't realize you did so much. You don't put down that you're an editor and none of your shit. That's another hat to wear that you wear, man. Fuck.
Yeah, we did have some help with putting the flooring down. Luckily, we have a couple people aside from our producers. You know, we have a couple other people that came in and gave us a hand. The owner of the brewery, he's fucking Brad Stupp. He's amazing. You know, he stepped up and let us come in there and film that awesome scene. And he hasn't seen the film yet. I can't wait for him to see it.
I can't fucking wait. I can't wait till fall. I'm looking forward to it. That's gonna be the release of the fall right now. Oh, that's cool, man. We got about 5-10 minutes left to go. Is there anything that okay, let's do this then. Where can people find you? Do you have actually, besides Facebook, which you guys, if you look, his movies, I shared them. If you look on the historically booking page, my page, all that shit, you see the links to his Facebook pages. But do you have Google? Are you on Google with anything or any .coms or anything like that?
We have a slasher15.com website. It's not as updated as I'd like it to be, but there's plenty of stuff on there. There's some of our movies on there you can buy physical copies of. We're on a bunch of social medias. We're on X, Twitter, whatever the hell you call it. We're on Instagram. We're on have you heard of Slasher app? We're on Slasher app.
Oh no.
Slasher app, it's an app specific for horror fans.
No way.
It's like a Facebook, but it's specific for horror movies. It's been out a couple years. They're still working on it. I don't think you can post video on it yet, but you can post pictures and stuff. And you know, it's a cool little app. I'm not on there as much as I should be, but like I said, going between Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and fucking I'm on TikTok now too.
Oh yeah, then your email, then your regular phone. Plus, you said like work, and it's of course Slasher 15 Productions is its own entity besides the movies, guys. You can find movie links on that page, but the headquarters is, as his link says. For those of you listening, not watching, it's Slasher the number 15. Don't spell it out. Slasher 15 Productions, and you can check out a lot of his good stuff that he's done in the past, what he's going to be doing in the future, and just stay tuned with him.
And if you're looking for us on social media, just Slasher 15 Films. That's kind of the handle. That's the handle we use on most everything. Is if you type in Slasher 15 Films, we come up.
All right, and like I always say, guys, too, this will be on the YouTube channel. This will be in the archive. Be sure, share it, watch it. If you have any questions about my guest, message me. Say, hey, Adam, what was his name again? And I'll tell you. I'll show you what's up. Just be cool, be honest, be decent. Yeah, man, this is a lot of fun. I got a couple more questions. I don't want to go super over, but I want to use your time a little bit more. Where do you see Slasher 15 and or yourself at this time next year, 2026 beginning? You see another film, maybe some more writings, another book or something, like, or a script, I should say?
By next year, we should be starting on another film. What film that is still kind of, we have an idea, but things change. So it could change between now and when we actually start filming. But I do have one script that's already done.
Wow.
That's the one that right now we're kind of leaning towards making. But like I said, if that changes, then it'll be something else. We actually, like I said, I have quite a few ideas for films, lined up. That there's a lot of factors, finances, timing, as far as what we end up deciding to go on. But on to the next film and prepping for the release of Bloody Summer Camp 2 is where I hope to be.
And of course, Slasher Nurse again, the remake, that'll be dope. And like you said, who knows? Something could pop up tomorrow, for Christ's sake. You never know. It depends on when your idea goes off. opportunity. Hey, I got to ask you another question since you're from Virginia area. You dig Oliver Anthony?
What's that?
Oliver Anthony? You like the country guy? Richmond, north of Richmond?
Yeah. I've only ever heard that one song.
No shit. He's got a couple other ones that aren't so political.
Yeah.
One is about his old lady and shit, but I know he's from that area. I'm
Oh,
big into Mothman too. Do you like cryptids and UFOs? Mothman's around your area.
Yeah, that's around the West Virginia area.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, that's right.
There's a couple there's a couple of them in this area. We have like the Rabbit Man that's like down south.
Oh, I think I've heard of that.
Yeah. They're always interesting. I've never visited any of the places where those things supposed to have taken place, but it's always interesting reading all the lore as far as the things local. Mothman is kind of creepy for me, but
I went to Virginia. I went to Roanoke once, and then I went to Radford, Virginia. I went to Hillview Manor. It's like an asylum place for 2 days. Then I went to like Hollywood Cemetery where the lead singer of Gua is buried. They got a big pyramid. The Richmond, Virginia is buried. Richmond Vampire is buried there. WW Pool. So Virginia's pretty decent. I've been down there. There's definitely a lot of like crazy shit. So I got to get your ass up to Maine, though. I got to get you up to the Maine. I think you'd like it. I think you and the lady would like it. Some different shit. We got mermaid lore and pirates and fucking witches, all that shit. So, so Dave, man, you've been a great guest, Dave KERR. I'm going to talk to you this weekend. Maybe get you up to Maine for a convention or some filming locations or something within the next year or two. So we'll talk off camera. But anything I left out? Anything you want
to? Not that I know of. Like I said, I mean that's really the big stuff. Go Away just came out in December, and like I said, Slash Nurse hopefully be out this fall. Just outside of that, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Well, don't block me. Let's stay friends. Well, I'll get some. I want to get some more of maybe your wife on and get you guys on, and we'll talk about the new films. Maybe one or two of the actresses on in a couple months. I have some openings in June, July. But until then, man, you've been a blast. I'll tag you up on the YouTube channel when this is uploaded, and then we'll talk about getting you down for September, maybe a convention or two down here or something.
Oh yeah, man.
The Salem one's November, I think, but it's before the snow flies. So I don't know if you've dealt with snow, but
yeah, man.
Yeah. This was a lot of fun. I appreciate your time. I love your films. I think it's great shit. I'm a huge fan. I'm gonna keep sharing. And until next time, my friend. We're good to go.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's been a little while since I did a podcast. It's good to get on and talk about stuff and update people with what we're doing. And I appreciate your support and glad you enjoy our films.
I love it, man. I'm independent and I love the independents because they're the hardest working ones that put their heart into it. So, like I said, appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you sharing. We'll talk soon. Next week, guys, I believe it or not, Sheila Mitchell is coming back. That's Yellow Wolf, the rapper's mom, Native American rapper underneath Eminem that signed him a couple years ago. Yellow Wolf's mom next Thursday. I have her as a guest. So I don't know how the fuck I planned that, but I got it. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Check out Slasher 15 Productions. Check out all the great films that this dude is doing. Dave KERR's the man. DAVEKERR. Thank you. Historically Active VODCAST. We'll see you guys next time. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Brandon.